All right, we're gonna try this again. My phone overheated, and so we had to end it a little early there. But we're almost out to our spot. We just had a fish take the bait off the hook, so we're gonna have to rebait and everything once we get out here. But we're almost there. Like I said, we are going today to be talking about um, 1 Timothy 3 specifically. And so what we're going to be doing with 1 Timothy 3 is we want to look at the different pieces that Paul says Scripture is useful for. Because like I said last night, those of you that may have been on the live stream, watching the live stream that Joe Day and I did, walking through the responses to the death of John MacArthur, we started the process of talking about the fact that we have a bad understanding of rebuke often. We often think of rebuke as being something where it's done out of anger or done with the purpose of trying to just make people change their mind, or it's righteous anger or all these other things. But that's not what rebuke is. And the reason we don't understand what rebuke is because we also understand what correction is. And we don't understand any of that because of the fact that we miss the key piece of what Paul actually is saying Scripture is useful for. So we want to walk through those four things a little bit today while I'm out on the water. And then hopefully we're going to get some catfish once I get my lines rehooked and all of that. I don't know how, somehow I lost the hook on one of my rods also. So we're going to get those rehooked once we're out. Get out here. We're almost to the spot we need to be. And hopefully we don't float too far while we're trying to get the rods ready, because unfortunately I forgot my anchor. So I'm not able to just anchor down and get things set up like I would like to. I'm going to have to just hope that I don't float too far. I'm going to try to position myself where I'm not going to be able to float, but you never know. So we are almost up there, and then we're going to get going with everything here. I've got 3 rods, 1 that's got a worm on it, 2 that have shrimp. We're going out to this little island. Those that have watched any of our streams before where we've been out at this Wallborn Reservoir know that there's this little island out here where all the channel cats hang out. And that is where we are almost to right now, which is why it's getting a little harder to paddle, because we're into that little channel now. And we're going against the current. And I switched phones this time, so hopefully this one won't overheat like the other one did. All right, we're almost there. Almost there. All right. So I need to get my stuff out real quick. Looks like we're going to just naturally glide right into where we need to be able to sit still for a little bit. All right, so let's hook up real quick and then we will get moving again. They're already jumping around us. One just swam right by us. you. Let's get this tied on. Hopefully we don't lose it again. So I don't know why I'm losing my hooks so badly lately on these, but we are. There's something just surfacing right next to us. Now, for those that may have seen what went down yesterday, the cats out here are not nearly as big as that one that broke me off yesterday as I was getting it into the boat. Um, these ones out here are a little over a pound and a half normally. Some may be a little bit bigger than that. I typically am pulling in ones that are about between 0.7 pounds and about 1.5. So not going to have quite the theatrics we had yesterday with it, but that's okay because I'd rather also not lose any more to the fact that I don't have a net. So we're gonna get this guy hooked up and thrown out while I work on the other ones. Ooh, there's something right here by us. See if we can't get his attention real quick before we even work on the other one. Oh, not sure if he stayed on or not. We got bites. I don't think he stayed on. All right, let's leave this here first. Oh, hang on. Oh, nope, he let go. Threw it back to us. All right, we're gonna get this one put on with a shrimp. Oh, we're getting pulled. Not sure if we've got one on or if it's the wind. Oh, we've got something on. See if it's gonna pull again. No, we must have missed them. We're getting moved by the wind now. So it's still possible we may get hit with a little bit of rain here, but that's okay. So while we were doing that, we were starting the process of getting ready to talk about First Timothy 3 and the different things in there. So, like we were saying, the thing that came up yesterday was that largely the things we were hearing from people that were upset with people that were talking about John MacArthur and the things that he had done was this idea of that we were talking ill of him or things like that. And the on the other side, you had people that were upset because of the fact that people were upset saying that it was just rebuke and all that. That's not what rebuke is. It's also not what correction is. And largely it's because we again are misunderstanding even this idea of what it means to train someone in righteousness. And so we wanted to take some time and look at all four pieces of what Paul says scripture is useful for out of First Timothy 3 and actually take some time to define them and look at what they mean and all of that. So the first part of it is the idea of that it's useful for teaching, which that's the easiest one probably out of all of them, is that it's useful for teaching. That's partly what we're doing right here from the kayak and everything like that, is that it's useful to teach people what God has said, what God has done, what God is going to do, all that good stuff. Now, there is some misunderstanding about what that means in some cases because we have a lot of examples of people that think they are teaching out of scripture that are actually not. So what it actually looks like is when we're talking about what Paul is talking about is that we need to be making sure that we are teaching what the scripture actually says, not what we have been told it says. So that means understanding the context, understanding the historical things behind it, understanding how the original audience would have read it, understanding all of these different things are a part of this idea of how it's useful for teaching. Because if we are not reading it in that way, we are not going to be able to teach it effectively, and it's not going to actually train anyone up. In righteousness, it'll just be training them in whatever school of thought you were trained in yourself. That's one of the more easy ones. The other ones, though, are the ones that are a little bit harder, and that's why we're going to talk about them. Is what does it actually mean to correct somebody? And the way that Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians 3. So the first part of it is the fact that correction is supposed to be done privately. Correction is not a public act. Correction is a private act. So correction would be where you are privately going to someone and saying, "Hey, I know you're saying this or you're doing this or whatever it might be. Have you looked at what we actually are supposed to do? Have you looked at what God actually says about this? Have you looked at what scripture says about all of this? Have you talked to anybody about it?" That would be correction done privately. And it's also done for a very specific reason. And that reason would be that we are doing it for the training up in righteousness. That sounds super simple. That sounds like everybody should know this kind of stuff. But the problem is that while we say it's simple and it sounds simple, it's not as simple for us to actually do it in that manner because we typically like the idea of being right. And we like the idea of being able to say, I'm smarter than you, or I know more than you, or you should listen to me because I'm the better one here. I'm more righteous, whatever it might be. Correction comes from a state of humbleness, not a state of self-righteousness. That's a big piece to all of this that gets left out oftentimes. Is that if you are not doing it from a state of humble, wanting whoever it is you're talking to be able to be trained in righteousness and actually be corrected and make corrections and seek out repentance and redemption, all these other things, what is the purpose of even doing it? Yeah, and that's where a lot of this comes in is that oftentimes when we talk about these sort of things, sorry, I'm trying to get my bait caster set. Oftentimes when we talk about these sort of things, we are doing so from a state of wanting people to understand how much better at this we are or how much smarter about this we are, all these other kind of things, rather than actually wanting to see redemption happen. Correction is a personal talking to, a personal teaching with the purpose of training in righteousness with the purpose of seeking out redemption. Rebuke, on the other hand, is what is done in public. But again, it's done for very specific reasons and it's done in a very specific manner. And so this is the one we talked about a little bit last night on the live stream with KFM. Rebuke is a defense of someone. So when we are in a process of where we are trying to rebuke someone, biblically speaking, it needs to be done because it is not for the person hearing it, it's for the people that it's or not for the person you're addressing, but it's for the people that may be hearing it. It's a action to make sure that they hear how God feels about them, what God actually says about them, all of that kind of stuff. It is not for the person that you're actually talking to. The best example of this is what we have in Galatians, where Paul talks about the fact that he rebuked Peter to his face. And oftentimes we talk about that from a perspective of, wow, Peter really let him have it, and he was digging into or Paul let him have it, and he was digging into Peter, and Peter better have listened up and wised up and all this other stuff. The reason he did it was not for Peter's sake. It was done for the sake of the Gentile people that were there listening, that were being hurt by what Peter was actually doing. Likewise, we are in the same situation when we are in situations where we are supposed to rebuke someone biblically. It is not done with the purpose of, again, trying to correct the other person's behavior, although we kind of hope that is the case. The goal should be for those hearing to be able to hear what God actually has to say about them and what God feels about them. And they should be able to feel encouraged by the end of it, rather than continue to be feeling like everybody's out to get them, or that God doesn't care about them in the same way because they're not doing something or whatever it may be. So correction is personal, rebuke is public. Both are done with the purpose of training in righteousness and seeking out redemption and making sure that everyone understands. Hang on, we might have one here. Oh, we got bites on 2 poles again. Oh, we lost this one. We still got it on the other one, I think. We need one more big hit, and then we'll be able to set the hook and go. It's playing with it, just not committing. There we go. I think we got him. No, he let go. Or did he? No, he's still on. Hard to tell. He may still be on, or we pulled it out and we've got waves. Nah, we pulled it out. We almost had one. But anyway, what we were saying is that this whole process all is done with the understanding that we are supposed to be doing these things with the purpose of training others up in righteousness. And that is the big piece to all of it, is that it's not actually about correction, it's not about rebuke, it's not about any of the stuff. It's about the discipleship factor. The training up in righteousness is about discipleship, not about anything else. Come on. I'm stuck on my line. Hang on. There we go. So, how do we know this? Is the next question. How do we know that that's what the goal is? That it's about discipleship. Well, the point of it is that we got to look at the first part of 1 Timothy 3, where Paul actually goes into all of this. So, this whole discussion is happening because Paul is reminding Timothy of where he came from. That he has known all of this stuff. He's known all these stories. He's known about who God is. He knows all this stuff. And it's because of the fact that he was taught these stories as a child. And he was taught these stories as a child by his grandmother, by his mother. And so he already has the tools to be trained in righteousness. He's able to correct people, he's able to rebuke people, and he's able to teach people. And it is because of the fact that he already knows the story. The story is the important part. We talk about this all the time within Misfits and within Kingdom on the Road that we do on Fridays and all this other stuff. This idea of what the purpose of the gospel or the Bible is. And the gospel is for us to rest in the story, to know who God is and what God is doing based off of the narrative that we have. That narrative is meant to build us up. We are meant to build others up. Even when we are rebuking, it is not to tear others down, it's about building others up. The entire thing is all about building others up rather than tearing them down. That is what First Timothy 3 actually is talking about. Teaching is supposed to be to build others up in the faith and for them to build their understanding and their knowledge of who God is and what God has for them. Correction is about building each other up in that we want to make sure that everyone is seeing the correct picture of who God is and what God has for them. Rebuke is about other people hearing the correct version of who God is and building them up and letting them see what God thinks of them and the way God actually views them. All of it is done with the purpose of training people in righteousness because of the fact that it's about discipleship. That's what the entirety of First Timothy 3 is about. Is it's all about discipleship. It is not about permission to yell at people or permission to idolize scripture or permission to do any of these other things that we normally see done with it. It is all supposed to be about a reminder that our job is to make disciples and that is ultimately the goal that we are setting out to do. So that was a very quick rundown because my battery died, or not my battery died, my phone overheated the first time we tried to do it. So we're if you got comments, questions, let me know. We're still going to be out here for a while because it took me forever to paddle out here and I've got bait, so we're going to stay online for a little bit. If we got questions, comments, anything like that, let me know. If you just want to watch and enjoy the fishing, that's all good too. We should be able to get something here soon. We've been getting bites, just nothing that's stayed on. These cats over here can be a little bit picky about what they actually want. Typically, shrimp works. Like I barely can get it in the water before I'm reeling it in. Sometimes though they want the worms, so that's why we're trying both just to see. We've gotten bites on the worms, but we've also gotten bites on the shrimp. So see if we can't get something here. I am going to try to go live over on TikTok again on the other phone now that there's some cloud cover. So see if we can't go live here. Trying to find a certain setting. Dual. Try it. Nice. Although I can't read the comments as well. All right, so we're trying out a new feature on TikTok also while we do this. So we may need to move a little bit See. May also need to switch you guys around. Let's do that quick. We're going for a ride everywhere. All right, we're starting to get some people in over on TikTok. So yeah, you guys here on everywhere else. That's not too bad. All right. Got a little bit of backlash on the bait caster here. Another one. My goodness. This is not going well with the bait caster, guys. We're getting backlash like crazy today. I may not even be able to fix this one. This one was real bad. Now I'm stuck on the reel too. All right, we may be putting the bait caster away for today because it seems to be having some issues that are not fixable by me. From the boat, at least. Let's just try to get the bait in at least. At least try to get the bait in. I can't even turn it at this point. Those that are familiar with my record here at Walborn know that this is also a normal thing where my poles start breaking down on me while I'm out here for some reason. Apparently, we had a bite on that also because half the shrimp was gone. But that's one. Let's go ahead and just try to get all the braid back here. And we're just gonna knock that one off. So, all right. Pretty sure my shrimp fell off on that one. Yeah, I did. All right. Let's go ahead and set that here. Oh, we might have one. Maybe not. Maybe it's just dragging. We'll throw the shrimp or the worm out here. Just see how we can do here. So there's definitely rain south of us, which is part of the reason I came out here today, was that it was supposed to pass south of here. And so we should be okay for our time. But we'll have to watch the weather a little bit and make sure. Let's get turned around because we're facing an awkward direction here. Oh, we got something on here. About to break my pole. Oh, we think we're stuck. Either we're stuck or we got a big guy on. I don't know which. Moving slow out, but there's a lot of weeds right there, so it could be either. All right, let's see what we got going on over here. Yeah, we're stuck on the weeds. Oh my goodness, we're really stuck on these weeds. And now I'm getting stuck with the other pole too. And I lost another hook. My goodness, this pole will not keep hooks on. No matter what I do, I cannot keep a hook on this pole. All right, we're just giving up on this pole too. So we're down to one pole already. So that's lovely. And now this one's all tangled up too. All right, bear with me, everybody, because this is going to be a little weird. The bait should actually cross over my lap here in a sec. Unless I'm able to get it around me before it happens. There we go. So we're down to one pole. Normally I carry multiple with me, but we're down to one. So we'll just see how this goes. Not sure if we got bites or not. Let's see. We might. Nope. All right, I'm gonna need us. We're gonna have to move closer to where we actually are supposed to be here. We're pretty deep out now, trying to chase down all of our rods and everything. You just jumped right in front of us. So let's see. Goodness, they're jumping like crazy out here. I think we're gonna switch to the worm for now because they don't seem to be interested in the shrimp at all. Although I don't have many worms left. So hopefully we get where we need to with the worms, and then they'll be moving good enough with the shrimp afterwards. All right, let's go ahead and move closer again. Got a bite, but nothing that. All right, we actually are sitting at the moment. We've got ourselves in a spot where we're not moving at the moment. So we'll go ahead and try see if we can't get anything over here. There are definitely bigger fish inside this island. I don't think I can push through to get to. All right, let's go ahead and move for a minute. Just looking, the water's clear from all this rain, and so I can actually see in deep. Trying to see if I can find anybody back here. So we're not even getting any hits over here. Normally, by now, we've pulled in two or three. Oh, there's a bird's nest back there. Some kind of bird. I don't know what kind. Where have all the fish gone? They're normally sitting right in here. All right, we're gonna actually move to the other side. See if I can find anybody over on that side. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go to a completely new spot because this over here looks abandoned today. Goodness, there's nothing out here today. Oh, hang on. Big bite. Big bite, and then he left. That's it. Not gonna give me any more than that. Gotta cool the feet off for a second. So we're slowly getting bites now. It's just nothing that's taken. TikTok, we may lose you because it looks like my phone's about to overheat again. All right, let's do one more over here, and then we're going to start working our way somewhere else. I don't even know where. There we go. We got bites. I don't know if we got him on or not. We might have him. Nope. He almost got the worm off. All right, let's just reset the worm and try again. Make it a little harder to get off without getting hooked. Hey, what up, Bubba? Goodness, we just can't get anything today. So they're jumping all around me except for where my line is. All right, they're jumping in just all over the place right here. We'll just leave the worm there for a second and see if we can't get something. Hey, thanks for the gifts, Bubs. Those of you over here on the different CSRM Misfit stuff, check out. I think I have it on the website already. I may not. Bubbaville Custom Baits. I believe it's BubbavilleCustomBaits.com, and go get some soft plastics from him. You can also go follow him on everything because he does a lot of instructional videos, but then also a lot of live streams where he makes his bait live and occasionally spills huge amounts of glitter all over the floor and all that good stuff. Oh, we got some bites now. Hang on. Just need one good tug here. I may have gone too soon. A good pull, but there it is. Oh, no. Yeah, there we go. Now he's on. Oh, he's going under. Come on. Another cat. Woo! About time we got one here. It's a good length on him too, looks like. Come on. This guy's got a good grip on it too. Apparently my pliers have rusted shut. Got it. There we go. Nice little catfish. Calm down, dude. I'll let you go in a minute. Let's go wait. You 0.66. 0.66 and about 13 inches. Not too bad. We're on the board. Took a while, but we're on the board. Right at the hour mark. All right. So we are now on the board, ready to go. Keep moving. Get a new worm on, and then keep working our way back. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and move on to a shrimp. Just now that we've got one, let's see if we can get somebody on the shrimp also. We'll even keep the little tiny pieces of worm that are still attached on. Oh, we got bites maybe. Oh, we disturbed something because we got kind of ripples that just went right by the shrimp. Leave it here for a second, see if we can get anybody interested. Apparently, the catfish have all moved out from where they normally are. They're a lot deeper out from where we normally get them. Oh, we got some bites. Glasses are steaming up. Ooh, we got bites. Hang on. Sure if we've got him on or not. We might have one on. That or I was just dragging real bad with the. Oh, I must just been dragging real bad. Oh my goodness. A crane just dove head first in the water and came out with the fish. I'm not sure if I've got one on or not, or if I'm stuck in the weeds. Those are two really hard tugs. No, I was just stuck in the weeds. All right, we're about to make land here, so I'm gonna need to start paddling again. I think we're gonna go a different spot now. We've got a cat at least, so we're at least on the board. Wasn't a complete waste coming out all this way. Oh, those guys finally decided they were having no. There were a couple guys that were on the dock when I launched that were complaining about it not going well. And they were like, "Well, if we don't get anything within an hour, we'll get a boat." Now they're out here, so. Let's see if this does anything now. Throw a swim tail. I kind of am in many ways. I have the shrimp hooked up kind of like one, so I mean it's doing the same sort of thing. Um, we're mainly out here trying to get cats today, so that's why we've got the shrimp on and the worms. Caught the first cat on a worm. Now we got the shrimp out. We're gonna see if I can't find them again. They're not where they normally are. Normally I sit right here and pull them in just all day, but for some reason today They're not. They seem to have moved out a little bit deeper. I don't know if it's from the rain or the heat or what, but normally they're sitting right in here. So we'll move to a different spot. Paddle border out here. And a kayaker. All right, we're gonna leave it sit for a minute. Oh, hang on. We might have something here. Something just jumped right next to me again. All right, we're gonna throw this behind us, as weird as that sounds, and then I'm gonna start working our way around to another spot. Oh, hang on. We might have somebody back here. No, we must have just been stuck on something. We must have just been stuck on something. So that and moving this direction. Ooh, that's a big thing. I don't know if we're caught or if we've got a catch. Oh, we got something on. Definitely got something. Ooh, that's a striped bass, looks like. Nope, maybe it's a cat. It's a cat. All right. Ooh. Didn't look like it. Oh, he broke off. You saw it, though. He was on. He was on. He came off. I was trying to figure out what he was. I'm having a lot of trouble losing my fish this week. So if somebody wants to donate some money for me to be able to go buy a net, feel free. Apparently that's what I need. Is as I'm getting them into the boat, they keep falling off. That one I didn't get as good of a hook set on, I know. Oh, let's see. Nah. Not sure if we've got something on or not. It's looking like we might. Bunch jumping over here. Maybe we'll go over here for a minute. We might have one on. It's hard to tell. Yeah, we do. We got one on. Unless I just lost it, I think we've got one on. Oh, we lost him. We had one on. We for sure had one on because it was fighting me. All right. I know we said we were done with that other rod, but I think what we're seeing here, I'm going to try and just put a small worm hook on because there are just jumping all around me. While we're sitting. So we got about a half hour before we got to start packing up. So, and we got a lot of worms we got to get through in that as well. All right. So there might be some new storms coming through too. All right, let's go ahead and work on this for a second. I'm not sure if I've got something on the other pole or not. I'll have to check here in a second. Got this one here for now. This one figured out. See if anything's been playing. Someone was playing with it. I don't know if they still are. But we might have a bite here. Yeah, we got something on here. Woo! Woo! Come back around. We got something. I don't know what. But no, don't you dare. He's trying to take us for a ride wherever he is, whatever it is. Another catfish. Woo! This guy's a big one too. Oh, woo! Don't know if you can see it or not. This guy's a decent size. All right, calm down. Aw, he swallowed this. Crud. Oh, crud. He swallowed the hook. All right, we got to do a little bit of surgery here. All right, open up. Open up. Crud. I don't know if I can get that out. This guy is massive. Oh, he's pooping. Hang on. Oh, man. I think this may be the biggest one I've ever caught, too. This guy feels heavy. Heavier. I wonder if I can see what it goes. Stop it. Get my other. All right. Just sit here for a minute. Hey, thanks for the follow. We are currently trying to unhook this catfish that swallowed my hook. And my pliers, unfortunately, have rusted, and so I can't get in there to get it out. This may be the biggest one we caught, too. Here, at least. The worm is in the way. I can't find the hook. All right, there we go. Come on, dude. There it is. Oh, all right. Well, we got it out, but we need to let him go before we can even get a weight or a measurement on him. Actually, well, maybe not. We got it out, and then unfortunately, the hook got caught again, so I had to cut it, but it fell in the water. So at least it's out of him. All right, let's go ahead and try to get weight on this guy while he's still feeling okay. Come on. He's not gonna let me get a weight either. Come on, man. Of course, now this is turned off. So we gotta wait for it to reset. Ain't on. Yeah, 1.1. All right, we'll let you get back to what you're doing. I think I've got something on the other one, maybe. I gotta put a new hook on this because I lost the other hook. But we got it out of him, just we didn't we couldn't save it. Oh, I lost the weight. Well, we'll see if I can even get a hook on before I gotta leave. I don't know why it turned off dual cameras here. Um, TikTok. All right, if I can get this weight on, I'm gonna put another worm out. If not, then I'll switch to worms on the other hook as we go. Yeah, not worth messing with. All right, we'll do the other hook or the other pole because I'm running out of time and need to use up these worms anyway. I had one on here when we were in the middle of all that, but I know I already lost it, so it's all right. Well, maybe I lost it. I'm pretty sure I lost it. Oh, maybe I didn't lose it. Hang on. Oh, maybe I didn't lose it. Oh, I didn't lose it. It's still on here. Whew. It's a trout or is this a baby catfish? Baby catfish. Little tiny cat. So compared to the other one we just caught, I didn't even know it was on there. Come on, let go. There it goes. Little guy. There he goes. All right, let's start moving back towards shore because I do have to get ready to leave here. But we're gonna throw out a couple of worms while we're at it. I get my hook back. We need to also update this, don't we? All right, we got a worm on there. Get ourselves moving in the right direction now. Saw something moving towards us, so I'm waiting to see if it's going to grab or not. Can't tell if it's moving. Bunch of movement over here, so we're going to try this before we move out of this area. Yeah, we got one. Trying to go under the boat. Another cat. This one's wrapped himself up though. There we go. Oh my goodness, he swallowed this hook. These guys are just keep swallowing all the hooks. Another catfish. Another one that swallowed my hook, so I'm gonna have to go digging. Let's see. You guys stop swallowing my hooks, man. Hang on, we're almost there. We're almost there. Relax. I'm working on it. My goodness, this thing is stuck hard. I know. I'll let you back in the water as soon as I get this out, man. I won't even put you through having to go wait or anything like that. Correct. There we go. Swim away, little friend. Swim away. All right. Well, again, the only way to get it out was to cut it off the line and then maneuver it out. So I lost an. I've got the hook, but I'm gonna have to reattach again. It's 3:30. We'll try to get a hook on, and then we can't get the hook on. We will have to just call it a day. This one's already seeming to go a lot easier anyway. I'm gonna switch the hooks up to see if maybe that'll help with preventing them swallowing it as much. Use a different type of hook. There it is. All right, we're back in business for a little bit at least. All right, let's go ahead and toss this out, and then we're going to start moving back towards the dock. That's what I thought. I was wrapped up top. So I was just in the wrong spot for that first hour. Since now we've caught 5 total today. Come on. There it goes. All right, let's start moving back towards the boat launch. We get another one, great. Not well. Oh my goodness. Huge one just jumped right in front of us, about maybe 50 yards up. Oh, we might have one. Maybe not. Maybe we're just dragging. No, we do. We got something on there. That's more pull than just drag. Yeah, maybe it is just drag. All right, it's just drag. That's okay. We're going to keep moving. Throw that guy out there. Keep moving. Some water real quick. Biggest fish I've ever caught. So yesterday chat said to count it as a catch. We were getting into the boat when it snapped my line as I was trying to get its butt clear from a bunch of lily pads. It was about a 35-inch, 12-pound blue cat. That I've gotten into the boat was probably or at least all the way I got in was a 1.8 channel cat. My PB for bass is a 1.5 pound. Yesterday's catfish was by far the biggest thing I have ever caught that I can remember, at least. I may have caught something bigger growing up, but I doubt it. Most of what I caught growing up were bluegill. So Well, actually, I take that back. I think actually the tuna, or not tuna, the flounder that I caught last summer may have been bigger. But it was, I did not have a scale. I was just going off the inches. Um, and I was not allowed to keep it because it was during a sabbatical season for them in North Carolina. That probably was the biggest fish I've caught. I'm gonna reel in and throw over here real quick. This is where I caught that bass last week. It's right over here by these logs, and it was with a worm too. So the worm came off, so that didn't help. We're gonna go ahead and cast this, and then I'm gonna turn, and then we'll keep moving after we try that. Oh, we might have something. That I'm caught on something. I'm not sure which. I think it must have just been caught on something. Yeah, it's going way too easy. Ooh, we got bites. Got it. Oh, he came off. Oh, we had him on that one. Worm is still on even. Let's try that again. Oh, we threw it. Man. All right, let's put another one on real fast. We're going to get this thing before we go. This may be the last of the worms anyway. Yep. Last of the worms. So we'll be trolling shrimp the rest of the way back. But we're going to try one more time to get this guy. Oh, we're drifting the wrong way now. We're stuck on a tree. Hang on. Let's get where we need to be. Not a tree, it's a branch or a leaf thing in the water. Oh, do I have one? Right, I may be stuck. Well, it got loose, whatever it was. All right, we lost the worm. So we're going to put a shrimp on after I get turned around, and we're going to start heading back towards the boat launch. The bass win today. I almost had it a couple of times. I'm still going to throw over there, but we'll see if they want shrimp or not. Oh, we're stuck. Ooh, boy. Okay, hang on. Not where I wanted it, but that's okay. Oh, that's why I didn't want there. We're moving faster than I thought we would be. I hear voices over here, but I don't think this is a place that you can access through trails. So it's a little confusing. All right, there's nothing on there. Oh, there are people back there. And there are gunshots somewhere else. I didn't think this was a hunting area either, but apparently it is. Thanks for the likes. Fishing with Lee. Thanks for the likes. Hey, I can actually see the screens now. It's got the right light outside to be able to see you guys. All right, so we are working our way back. Might be able to get some here. It looks like we got movement in the water. That was a bite. I don't think it latched though. There was a bite. I don't know if it's still on though. There we go. All right. Those old ladies that were there. There were a bunch of retired park rangers from the national forest that's just north of us over here fishing when I started a few hours ago. I don't know if they're still sitting there or not. We're gonna reel in for a minute. Oh, hang on, we might have somebody on. There, I'm dragging against something. Must just be dragging on something. I was on it. All right, we're gonna throw out that way, this way. You go around the buoy. Can't tell if I've got a bite or not. I'm just not. So unfortunately, the pole that survived is the least sensitive out of all of them to be able to tell what's on and what's not. That was something hard. All right. Hang on. I don't think I've got it anymore. There was definitely something that hit, but yeah, it's not there. About to hit a wake, so hold on tight. So we're about to come in for a landing here. Just gonna real quick throw it over in the fishing pier area as we go by on our way out. See if we can't get something over there. We might already have something over there. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right. What up, Ink? Thanks for the likes. And Fishing with Lee, both of you. Say, see if we can't get me up to 1,000 before I leave. Hey, thanks for that too. So we are about to be done here for today, but we're going the long way back to see if we can't catch another cat on the way in. We just missed a couple of bass earlier on, and now we're closing out. We had about, I think it was 5, maybe it was 6 catfish. A couple that were over a pound. Oh, that's something I think. I sneaked it out of my holder though. Maybe I was just caught on something. That or got the shrimp off and left. Yeah, there's nothing on here. There was definitely something on here. I got the shrimp off. All right, we're gonna put one more shrimp on as we get out of here. About to hit some rocks. Ooh, oh, I had something chasing it. Something right here messing with that. I think it's a bluegill though. Bluegill was chasing it. It just wasn't big enough to be able to get the shrimp in its mouth. Leave that there for a sec. Turn it around. All right, TikTok. We are let's see, what is this? Hey, we got a goal. Yay. Thanks for the gifts, guys. That's we are almost done here. We're gonna be closing down here after I go past the boat dock. Everybody else, I'm gonna end the live here. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out the other stuff we got going on with Overwhelming Victory, CSRM, all that, and everything we got going on with Misfits, MrMisfits.com. We've got a bite. All right, we got one. Hang on, guys. Right as I was about to end this, we got one. Oh no, don't go behind. Little striped bass. I haven't caught one of these in a while. These are what I used to be able to catch all the time out here. Goodness. He is in a good mood. We got a little striped bass. We're gonna go ahead and get him off. And then we are gonna be out of here for today as I'm about to there's something in here though. Hopefully this guy doesn't get eaten as I throw him in. We're gonna throw another worm in here, or another shrimp in here real fast, just to see if we can get whatever is in this little crevice here as we pull out. He's got a party boat going on. Got to lose my pole. All right, so as I was saying, we're about to shut down everybody here. We're going over, and we're going the long way back to the boat launch. See if we can't get one more fish, and then we will be done and headed out. All right, I can see where there's one sitting. If I can just get it out deep enough on our way. Nope, not even. All right, so YouTube, Facebook, all you guys, so long. We will see you guys later. Don't know what that was about, but we'll see you guys later.